Hi, everybody. I'm your guide, Buzzy the Knowledge Bug. They call me Buzzy because I'm always buzzing around and asking questions. I found out lots of great stuff that way, and now I can pass it on to you. Today, I'll be showing you around the farm. The farm is where food is grown and some animals live. Pigs, chickens, horses, and cows, they're all here. There's a lot to do and see in a farm, so we better get started. Let's go! Sandwich. S-A-N-D-W-I-C-H. A. Filling. A sandwich usually has two pieces of bread on the outside with a filling on the inside. Peanut butter and jelly, cheese, luncheon meat, and tuna are common sandwiches. Squash. A lunchbox is used to hold everything someone would need for lunch. The lunchbox is big enough for a sandwich and an apple, some sliced carrots, a napkin, and a drink. The front wheels on a tractor help steer the tractor. The round wheels can easily roll forward or backwards. The wheels can also turn left and right. When the steering wheel is turned, the wheels turn too, and the tractor moves in the direction the wheels point. An engine is a machine used to power another machine. Engines power tractors, harvesters, cars, and buses, so they can be driven from one place to another. An engine can also power a winch to get water from deep wells or a chainsaw to cut wood. Engines always burn fuel, such as coal or gasoline or wood. Tractors are useful machines on the farm. Tractors are used to pull several types of farm tools. The plow breaks up the soil. The cultivator smooths out the soil for planting. The tractor can even pull planters, machines that plant the seeds for the crops. The back wheels move the tractor forwards and backwards. The big wheels can grip the dirt better, so they can move the tractor even when it's muddy out. If the engine is connected to the back wheels, it's called a rear-wheel drive tractor. Many cars also have rear-wheel drive. Ants are insects that live in families called colonies. A colony of ants works together to provide food, take care of their eggs, and protect their home. Ant colonies are usually found underground. But some kinds of ants live in trees. There are over 7,000 different kinds of ants in the world. A thermos keeps hot drinks hot and cold drinks cold. It has a lid that screws on and off, and sometimes has a cup attached to the top. A thermos can easily be carried in a lunchbox. Napkins are used to clean up messy fingers and faces. Some napkins are made of paper, and some are made of cloth. Those ants sure like those sandwiches, don't they? Tractors are really hard-working machines. Here's the tractor. Look at that humongous tire on the back. Here's the tractor. Look at that humongous tire on the back. Go ahead and type in your name, and I, Buzzy the Knowledge Bug, will keep track of your score as we play. Hey, let's play a game! Just pick one, and away we go! If you need any help, just ask me, Buzzy the Knowledge Bug! How easy or how hard do you want the game to be? Are you ready for some trivia? Not only do knowledge bugs like to answer questions, we love to ask them too. That's how we get to learn so much great stuff. So now, I'm going to ask you some questions, and you can tell me the answers. Good luck! You got it! Okay, try this one. You got it! Read all the answers before you choose. Good answer! Good one! What color are ripe pumpkins? Red, green, yellow, orange. Yes! Super! How about this? "100% right! "100% right! Go ahead and choose a level. Which of these birds can't fly? A swan. You got it! All brown coloring. The answer is black and white marks. How about this one? Super! Good one! "100% right! right! Good answer! How about this? Good answer! How about this? Yes! Okay, try this one. Let's play another game. Straw is made from dried stalks of grain like wheat or oats. It can be used in horse stalls to make a bed for the horses. Straw can also be woven and turned into hats or baskets. It's a good idea to wear gloves when working outside. Gloves help keep tools from slipping out of our hands, and they help keep our hands clean. They also help keep our hands from getting scratched or poked by sharp objects. This machine cuts and separates the wheat grain from the stalks. The farmer or farmhand will drive the harvester around the field. Some older types are pulled by tractors, and some are pulled by horses. Trees have woody trunks and lots of branches. Trees usually grow to be very tall and live for many years. Some trees have leaves that change color and fall off in autumn. Some trees, like pine trees, have needles instead of leaves. Flour. Wheat is a grain that grows on a long stalk and has lots of seeds. These seeds are called kernels. A harvester is used to drive over fields of wheat to get the kernels. Wheat can be used to feed animals, or it can be used to feed people. Wheat can be made into flour for breads, pie crust, and cakes, or it can be used in cereal. These blades are used to cut plants, like wheat or grass. By having many blades, the work goes much faster. The blades are very sharp and very dangerous. A ladder is useful for helping people reach things in high places. The steps on ladders are called rungs. Ladders are often made of wood, but they can also be made of metal or even rope. So this is how wheat and field crops are harvested. Did you know wheat is a kind of grass, but you probably won't find it growing on your lawn? Let's check out this harvester. It sure looks big. Straw. A fence helps both the animals and the plants. The fence protects the chickens from wolves and foxes, and keeps the pigs and horses from wandering away and getting lost. It also stops the animals from walking all over the vegetables, or going into the field and eating the hay and wheat. The picture shows a picket fence. This is because the posts are called pickets. Barn. A barn is like a house, only for animals. Horses, cows, and sheep live here. The lower part of the barn is where the animals live. The upper area, called the loft, is where things are stored. Bundles of hay, called bales, are often kept here. A wallow is where pigs live when they're outside the barn. It's also called a pig pen or a pigsty. Rolling in the mud is called wallowing. Wallow. A garden is a patch of ground used for growing fruits, vegetables, herbs, or flowers. Many people have gardens near their houses. A community garden is a big garden that is shared by many people. It is divided into small plots, and each person tends to their own little section of garden. Homes. The backyard is often the part of the yard where people go to play and relax. Sometimes a backyard has a fence around it, and sometimes it does not. Backyards can be very big or very small. Some homes do not have backyards. The farmhouse is where the farmer's family lives. After a day of hard work on the farmer doesn't have to go too far to get home. The chicken coop is the house where the chickens live. The chickens in this coop lay eggs. The coop is surrounded by a low fence to keep the chickens from wandering away. The pasture is a large grassy area where livestock, like horses or cows, can roam around freely. Since there is plenty of grass in the pasture, the animals can eat whenever they feel hungry. When animals roam around in the pasture and eat, it is called grazing. Pond. A pond is home to many animals. Waterfowl, like ducks and geese, live on the pond. Water bugs, frogs, and fish find their homes here too. The mill is where large amounts of grain, like corn or wheat, can be ground. When the mill grinds wheat, it crushes the grain into flour. When the mill grinds corn, it makes cornmeal. Mill. M-I-L-L. Rivers are sometimes wide and sometimes narrow. The one thing all rivers have in common is that their waters flow, going from one place to another. Cargo ships travel along big rivers to carry goods from one part of the country to another. Ready to play another game? All you gotta do is pick one. This game is called Eggs Away. Try to catch as many of the eggs as you can before they hit the ground. You're really good at this game. Let's try a harder level. You did great! Do you want to play another game? The loft is a good place to store things. You might find hay bales or straw for the barn animals here. The cows and horses eat the hay. The straw makes warm beds for them, too. Sometimes the farmer uses a ladder to move things up to the loft. Sometimes he uses a pulley. Grain is the seed of plants like oats, rye, wheat, rice, and corn. Sometimes grain is used to feed farm animals, and sometimes it is sold and used as food for people. They are also used in breakfast cereals like oatmeal and cornflakes. A silo elevator helps the farmer move large amounts of grain into the silo. The elevator lifts the grain up to the top of the silo, then drops it down into the silo for storage. Pigs are well known for their curly tails. They like to lie in cool mud when it is hot out, which is called wallowing. Pigs are also called swine and hogs. A female pig is called a sow, and her babies are called piglets. Barrels are usually made of wooden boards with metal hoops around them that help hold the boards together. Barrels are used for storage. Barrels can hold food products like grain or vegetables, or they can hold liquid. Barrels are pretty heavy-duty containers, so they can be reused many times. On a Dutch door, the bottom half can be closed while the top half is open. This makes it easy for the farmer to check on the pigs from inside the barn. The farmer can look out, but the pigs can't come in. It's also good for cooling off a hot barn without letting any animals out. A lean-to has just one side of a roof. The highest part of the roof leans against the wall of a building. The lowest part is held up by putting posts at the corners. Lean-tos are used to provide cover from rain, snow, sun, and wind. This trough is a large box or bin that holds food for the pigs. The trough has low sides, so the pigs can easily reach their food. A silo is the perfect place to store extra food for the farm animals. The food stored in the silo is called fodder or forage. Corn fodder includes the stalk, leaves, and kernels of the corn. A pitchfork looks like a giant dinner fork. This pitchfork has 4 prongs or tines and a long wooden handle. The farmer holds on to the wooden handle when using the pitchfork. Pitchforks are used to lift and throw straw or hay from one area to another. Lightning is electricity. Sometimes during thunderstorms, lightning travels to the ground. If lightning goes through a barn on its way to the ground, it could destroy the barn. A lightning rod in a barn attracts the lightning and carries the electricity straight down to the ground instead of through the barn, and the barn stays safe. The pulley is a useful tool for lifting heavy objects. It would be hard for the farmer to carry a big bale of hay up a ladder and into the loft. But with the pulley, the farmer can hook the rope to the bundle of hay, pull on the other end of the rope, and lift the hay up. Wallow. Silo elevator. Sometimes big tractors are kept inside the barn. Sometimes animals are kept in the barn. Big barn doors that open wide make it easy for the farmer to move his animals and equipment in and out. Shutters make nice decorations around windows. They can also be useful. In the winter, the shutters can be closed to help keep out the cold wind. When it is really windy out, they can protect the window glass from breaking. Oh boy, the barn is one of my favorite places. Look, it's the barn! There's lots of work to do on a farm. A rock alongside a river can be home to many creatures. Underneath the rock, you might find a centipede, worm, or beetle. A shovel is a tool used for scooping up many different kinds of things. Shovels can be used to move snow, grain, dirt, or coal from one place to another. Using a shovel is much faster than moving things a handful at a time. A female pig is called a sow. This sow is feeding her milk to her piglets. This is called nursing. The sow has to eat a lot of food to make enough milk for her babies. When she's not tending to her babies, the sow likes to root or dig in the dirt with her nose. Another name for a pig's nose is a snout. Piglets. Baby pigs are called piglets. Piglets can walk right away after they are born. Piglets squeal and oink as they play with their brothers and sisters in the wallow. When they grow up, the male pigs are called boars, and the female pigs are called sows. This kind of dairy cow is called a Holstein. She is easy to recognize by the black and white markings on her hide. She provides 6 to 12 gallons of milk a day for the farmer's family. To make that much milk, she has to eat about 50 pounds of food every day. A baby cow is called a calf. A baby cow is called a calf. A calf can stand up right away after it is born. The calf will drink milk from its mother, from a bottle, or from a milk pail. After about 1 week, the calf will start eating hay. Dairy cows make the milk that we get in cartons and bottles from the grocery store. The milk is used for drinking, on top of dry cereal, and in lots of recipes. One favorite way to drink milk is with chocolate syrup. The milk pail is a low bucket. As the farmer milks the cow, the milk pail catches the cow's warm milk. The milk can then be poured into the milk can or taken into the farmhouse to drink. Farmers are the people who run the farm. Farmers work the garden, plow the fields, and grow the fruit. They also take care of the cows, chickens, pigs, horses, and sheep on a farm. They often live right on the farm, in the farmhouse. Cowbells are used to help farmers keep track of animals, like cows or sheep. If a cow wanders out of the barn or pasture, the farmer can easily find her. The cowbell makes a loud dinging noise, so it's easy for the farmer to hear lost animals even if they're far away. A milk can is used to store and carry large amounts of milk. When the farmer is done milking the cow, he pours the milk from the milk pail into the milk can. I wonder if brown cows give chocolate milk. Moo! I wonder if brown cows give chocolate milk. Farmers raise sheep for their thick wool fur, called a fleece. Like horses and cows, sheep like to eat grass. Sheep need pastures, so they can eat and walk around. This is called grazing. At night and early morning, or when it rains, they stay inside the barn. Horses are good helpers on the farm. They help plow the land, harvest crops, and pull heavy loads. Farmers also ride their horses when checking on cows or sheep in pastures. Horses love to eat carrots, sugar, hay, and grain. They like salt, too. A sheep's wool coat is called a fleece. When the sheep gets a haircut, its fleece is used to make wool clothes, rugs, and blankets. Sheep have a very thick fleece. As they walk around the pasture, weeds and dirt get into the fleece. Brushing through the thick fleece will remove the weeds and dirt. Clippers are used for cutting or shaving. Sometimes clippers are used to shave the fur off of animals. When clippers are used on sheep, it is called shearing the sheep. A sheep's fur is called a fleece. This is the shepherd's crook. A shepherd is someone who takes care of sheep. The curved end of the crook is used by the shepherd to help move the sheep from one place to another. This is a knothole. A wood knot is where a branch connected to the tree. When trees are made into lumber for building things like fences or chicken coops, the boards sometimes have knots. When the knot falls out of the board, it leaves a knothole. A bucket or pail is a handy tool to have around the farm. It can be filled with water from the well, eggs from the chicken coop, milk from the barn, or vegetables from the garden. Buckets are also useful for carrying rocks, dirt, and sand. Animals love to eat salt, and it's an important part of their diet. Since they can't use salt shakers, the salt is kept in blocks. A quick lick of the tongue makes a salty snack for a horse. R. Hay is made of either dried grass or alfalfa. Farm animals, like horses and cows, like to eat hay. Hay is grown out in the field, then either rolled into large rolls or into bales. It is then stored in the barn's loft until the animals are hungry. A bridle is worn over a horse's head when he is being ridden. The rider holds on to the reins on the bridle and directs or steers the horse in the right direction. This brush is made especially for grooming horses. Horses are brushed every day to keep their coats healthy and clean. A feed bag holds food for horses. Another name for feed bag is nose bag. Since a horse doesn't have hands to eat with, the horse can wear the feed bag. The straps attach to the horse's head, and the feed bag covers the horse's nose. Out in the fields, a baling machine gathers the loose hay up from the ground and bundles it into a bale. The bales of hay can be stacked on top of each other and stored in the barn's loft. Hay is used as food for cows and horses. Apples grow on trees. When many trees are planted together, it is called an orchard. Apple trees and orchards can bear fruit or grow apples for up to 50 years. Apples are delicious raw, and they are good cooked in pies. Apple sauce, apple cider, apple juice, and apple jelly are all made from apples. This hook, called a gaff, helps the farmer move heavy objects. Holding a gaff in each hand, the farmer can pick up large hay bales by pushing a gaff into each end of the bale. Or a bale can be dragged across the loft by pulling on it with one gaff. Gaff. Rope is often made from plants. Flax and hemp plants are the two most common plants used to make rope. Rope is strong and can be used to tie things together, to hold things in place, or to help lift heavy objects on a pulley. Owls are nocturnal birds. That means they do most of their work at night and most of their resting during the day. Owls have very good eyesight for long distances, but they cannot see very well up close. Most owls don't build nests. Instead, they live inside of trees, burrows, or barns. Ready to play another game? All you gotta do is pick one. Go ahead and choose a level. Let's play Spell It. In this game, you try to spell words. At this level, you don't get to see the picture at all until you're done. Good luck!
R. H-O-N-E-Y-C-O-M-B. Honeycomb. I'll give you another one. T. R. I. T. R. A. C. T. O. R. Tractor. You did such a great job, I'm going to give you another one. H-A-C-K-S-A-W. Hacksaw. I'll give you another one. Do you want to play easy? T. What level do you... C-R-O-W. Crow. Yes! You got it! C.
C-O-R-N. Corn. R. I. C. P-I-N. Pin. Q. B-E-E. B. You did great! R-A-T. Rat. R. Ready? The farmer uses the big fork to throw or pitch bales of hay. That's why they call it a pitchfork. This is the silo. It's where the farmer stores grain from the fields. Silos are used all over the world to store grain. Silos are used all over the world to store grain. This is a hound dog, the family's pet. Hound dogs are good hunters. Other kinds of dogs help with different jobs on farms and ranches. Some dogs are herders, helping farmers move sheep or cows from one pasture to another. Other dogs protect sheep from wolves and other animals. Sunflowers are tall yellow flowers that grow in the garden. Sunflowers are used for decoration, and their seeds can be dried and eaten. People like to eat sunflower seeds, and so do birds, cows, and horses. Flowers make yards and gardens look pretty. Even bees and some birds are attracted to flowers that look and smell good. The bees make honey from the nectar inside the flowers. Some flowers are grown from seeds, and others are planted from bulbs. The gate is the part of the fence that lets people come and go when they want to. Without the gate, people couldn't get into the garden or pasture very easily. They would have to use a stile or climb the fence. The water that we drink often comes from underground. On a farm, the farmer drills a big hole into the earth to reach the underground water, making a well. This well has a bucket attached to the rope inside to bring the water up. The weather vane lets the farmer know which way the wind is blowing. Wind is air that is moving. Wind can help keep us cool on hot summer days. Wind can also blow too hard, like during thunderstorms or tornadoes, and can knock down fences or knock over trees. Grapes grow in bunches on long, winding grapevines. The leaves from grapevines are sometimes eaten too. The stalks of the grapevine can be dried and used to make wreaths. A good crust and a yummy filling are all you need to make a pie. Pies can be filled with all kinds of different things. Common fruit pies are peach, blueberry, apple, and lemon. Some pies are made from vegetables like sweet potato and pumpkin. Pot pies are made with meat and vegetables. Chickens are sometimes called fowl or poultry. Even though they are birds, they do not fly very well. When we talk about chickens, we usually mean female chickens, which are really called hens. Male chickens are called roosters. Hens lay eggs in nests, like other birds, although farm chickens lay them indoors in the coop. Farmhouse. Lots of garden tools can be found in the tool shed. Rakes, shovels, hoes, buckets, pruning shears, and gardening gloves might be stored in the tool shed. The tool shed helps keep all of the tools organized, so they are easy to find. Crows are big blackbirds that are pests in the garden. Crows make a loud noise that sounds like they're saying, caw, caw. Farmers don't like them because the crows eat the seeds and crops in the garden and field. Scarecrows are put in the garden to scare crows away. Scarecrows help keep crows out of the garden. Scarecrows are made out of old clothes that have been stuffed with straw, so they look a lot like people. Pumpkins are a member of the squash family. They are great for making funny jack-o'-lanterns, and they're good to eat, too. Pumpkins are used to make pies, bread, cookies, and soup. Pumpkins are harvested from gardens in autumn. Tomatoes are very popular garden plants. They can be bright orange, red, green, and yellow. Some tomatoes are even shaped like little pears. Tomatoes are delicious in salads, and you couldn't have ketchup or spaghetti sauce without them. The watering can is used for sprinkling thirsty plants. It has a long spout with a nozzle on the end that is full of holes. This helps the water sprinkle out softly onto the plants and soil. Seeds are very important to a farm. Vegetables, fruits, grass, grain, and some flowers all are grown from seeds. In fact, you can find seeds inside some fruit. Trees come from seeds too. When the farmer wants to grow a crop, seeds are put in the ground. With a lot of water, sunshine, and care, the seeds grow up into healthy plants. Wheelbarrows are useful in the garden for moving around heavy loads. Dirt, rocks, and animal food are often moved from one place to another in a wheelbarrow. Sweet corn has either yellow or white kernels and can be eaten raw, boiled, baked, or grilled. Corn can also be ground into flour or cornmeal. A special kind of corn called Indian corn has different colors of kernels on the cob. Tool shed. Strawberries are the juicy red fruit that grow on strawberry plants in the summer. Strawberries are often eaten as a topping on cereal, ice cream, and cheesecake. Strawberry shortcake is a favorite summer dessert. Cabbage is a garden vegetable that is related to broccoli, cauliflower, and turnips. It can be green or red in color. Cabbage grows in the shape of a ball. The leaves can be eaten raw or cooked. Cabbage is the main ingredient in coleslaw. Spinach is a plant that is grown for its big green leaves. Spinach leaves can be eaten raw or cooked. A scythe is a tool that is used for cutting long stalks of wheat or tall grass. A short wooden peg is often attached to the handle to help swing the scythe. A post hole digger is a big tool. It has two very long wooden handles, which attach to a pair of scoops. The scoops are shoved straight down into the dirt, then closed together, trapping dirt between them, and pulled out. This leaves a hole just the right size for a fence post. Hacksaws are usually used to cut metal, like pipes. A hacksaw's blade is very thin and is attached to the hacksaw at both ends. The jagged edges on the blade are called teeth. Lawnmowers give lawns a haircut when the grass gets too tall. Some lawnmowers run off of electricity, and some are powered by gasoline. Others, like this push mower, are people-powered. The blade spins around when the mower is pushed. Lawnmower blades are very sharp. A broom is used for sweeping crumbs, dirt, and grass clippings up off floors, sidewalks, and patios. Brooms usually have long handles made of wood, metal, or plastic. Some brooms, like little whisk brooms, have very short handles instead. Crowbars are made of strong, heavy steel. They are used to pry apart or separate two items, like two boards that are nailed together. A crowbar can also be used to pull out big nails. Screwdriver. One end of a screwdriver is called the handle, and the other end is called the shank. The shank is the metal part that has a skinny, flat tip. The flat end of the shank fits into the groove on top of a screw. Screws are used to fasten or hold two things together. Sometimes wire is made out of metal and is very strong. Wire cutters are a special kind of plier with a sharp edge that is tough enough to cut through wire. A pair of pliers has two handles that open and close the plier jaws. The jaws are held together by squeezing the handles. Pliers are good for getting a tight grip on things. Flashlights are little lights that use batteries for power. Flashlights are portable. That means they can be carried around just about anywhere. A tape measure has a long tape inside, which is often made of a thin strip of metal that can bend. The tape has measurements printed on it, from 1/8 of an inch up to several feet. A tape measure can be used to find the distance between 2 points. A wrench is a hand tool that has one handle and usually has a set of jaws. The wrench jaws can be tightened around nuts or bolts of different sizes, then used to loosen them up. Some wrenches do not have adjustable jaws. A drill is a tool used to make holes in wood, cement, or even steel. The sharp part of the drill is called a bit, and it turns or rotates into the wood. The part that holds the bit tightly into the drill is called the chuck. Drill bits come in many sizes for making large and small holes. Hammer. Glue is a sticky substance that is used to hold things together. There are many different kinds of glues that are made especially for holding together certain kinds of materials, like wood or pottery. Another name for glue is adhesive. A hammer is a tool with a nice long handle for gripping and a head for pounding. The flat end of the head, which is sometimes called a nose, can be used to pound nails into boards. Some hammers have a curved end of the head with a special notch for pulling nails out of boards. Nails are used for building and are most often hammered into two pieces of wood to hold them together. Nails are thin, with one pointed end and one flat end. The flat end is called the head. Although nails are made of metal, if the hammer hits them wrong, they can bend. The farmer stores lots of tools in the tool shed. Wow! Check out all these tools! The tool shed is full of really fun stuff. Do you see the saw? If you click on it, you can see the saw. Then you can say, I saw the saw. Water is important to all animals. Like people, farm animals need plenty of water to drink. Other animals, like fish, need water as a place to live. Rivers, lakes, ponds, and oceans all are full of water. When water gets too cold, it freezes into ice. Water freezes when the temperature gets to be 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. Roosters are male chickens. Some roosters, like the one shown here, have very colorful feathers. Roosters are well known for the comb on top of their heads and the wattle that hangs under their chins. Children like to imitate the sound that roosters make by crowing cock-a-doodle-doo. The eggs we eat come from chickens that are raised especially for laying eggs. Eggs can be eaten fried, baked, boiled, or poached. Eggs can also be used in cooking things like cake and cookies. Birds lay their eggs and raise their babies in nests. A nest can be made from straw, grass, twigs, or even mud, depending on the kind of bird that builds it. Hats help keep us cool, by keeping the hot sun off of our faces and heads. This hat has a nice wide edge around it, known as a brim. Wide brims keep the sun out of our eyes and off of our necks. Chicken feed is made from things like wheat, rice, safflower, soybeans, alfalfa, and salt. It is made to be very healthy food for chickens. A chicken will eat about a half a pound of chicken feed each day. A scoop is useful for dishing out lots of things like flour, sugar, or chicken feed. It is bigger than a spoon and has nice high sides. The high sides help keep things from spilling out.
The time is 10:50.
Clocks help us keep track of time. By looking at a clock, we can tell when it's time for breakfast, time for school, time to come home from work, and time for bed. A little clock that you wear on your wrist is called a watch. Store. Rolling pins are used to flatten dough for cookies or pie crusts. Rolling pins have two handles which are held while rolling the pin over the dough. Cheese is a dairy food that is made from milk. There are many different kinds of cheeses that come from all over the world. The milk used to make cheese doesn't have to come from cows. Goats, sheep, and even buffalo give milk that is turned into cheese. Stew is a meal that is cooked for a long time over low heat in a pot on top of the stove. It is usually made with water, vegetables, and some kind of meat like beef. Herbs and spices are added for extra flavoring. A ladle is a long-handled spoon with a big scoop on the end. It is very useful for dishing out foods that have a lot of liquid in them, like soup, chili, and stew. Garlic is a bulb that grows underground. Garlic bulbs can be divided into smaller sections called cloves, which makes it easy to add just the right amount in a recipe. A popular recipe that uses garlic is garlic bread. The pepper we keep in a shaker is a spice that comes from a berry. The dried berry is put in a grinder to make small bits that can come out of the shaker's holes. Pepper is used to flavor food. Most people think of pepper as black, but pepper can also be white, pink, or green. Salt is used to enhance or bring out the flavor of food. Salt and pepper are often used together to help make some foods taste better. Both people and animals need salt. We get ours from the salt shaker, and animals get salt from a salt lick. Flour is made from wheat kernels that have been put into a grinder and turned into a powder. Flour is a main ingredient in bread, pizza dough, and pie crust. The eggs we eat come from chickens that are raised especially for laying eggs. Pie. When corn is poured into a grinder, it is turned into cornmeal. Cornmeal is the main ingredient in cornbread. It is also used in pancakes, polenta, hush puppies, and tortillas. Honey is the sweet and sticky food we gather from beehives. It is made by bees. It is used to sweeten recipes, and it is also used as a spread on bread. Peanut butter and honey sandwiches are a favorite with kids. Honey is also used in tea to help soothe sore throats and coughs. Honey. Carrots are orange-colored vegetables with feathery green tops. Like potatoes, carrots are known as a root crop. It's called that because the part of the carrot plant that we eat is the orange root, the part that grows underground. Eggplant is not an egg, but it is a plant. It is a dark purple vegetable that is sometimes shaped like an egg and has a shiny skin. Eggplant is sometimes used in recipes as a substitute for meat, like in eggplant parmesan. Tomatoes are very popular garden plants. They can be bright orange, red, green, and yellow. Some tomatoes are even shaped like little pears. Tomatoes are Green beans grow on bushy plants or on long vines. This vegetable can be eaten raw or cooked. Green beans are used in salads and in stir-fry recipes. Green peppers are considered sweet peppers, and they grow on bushy plants in the garden. Sometimes they are sliced and eaten raw. They can also be stuffed with vegetables, with rice, or with meat, and baked. Peppers are often found in stir-fry recipes, too. Look at all of this food! Look at all of this food! Check out the clock! Is it time for dinner yet? Here we are in the farmer's kitchen. Do you suppose they baked that pie for us? A big pot on the kitchen stove can be used for many things. It's good for cooking big batches of soup, for making stew, for boiling vegetables, or for cooking fruit that will be turned into jelly. Stew is a meal that is cooked for a long time, over low heat, in a pot on top of the stove. It is usually made with water, vegetables, and some kind of meat like beef. Herbs and spices are added for extra flavoring. That freezer is used to keep food frozen so it won't spoil. There's a whole room under the house. This must be the cellar. Onions grow from bulbs or seeds in the garden. Some onions have a very strong flavor, and others are very mild. Onions are very well known for making people cry. Really, what happens is the strong smell or odor of onions will make your eyes water. Onions will last a long time when stored in a dark, dry place like a cellar. Squash is a plant that grows on long vines. Winter squash is hard and is usually baked. Winter squash is often stored in cellars. Pumpkins are a member of the squash family too. Persimmons are little orange-colored fruits that are originally from China. Persimmons are usually eaten when they are very soft, but one kind called the fuyu is eaten when it's hard. Persimmons can be eaten raw, boiled, frozen, or baked. Most persimmons are harvested in autumn. Preserves are made from fruit, and sometimes from vegetables. The fruit or vegetables are cooked and put into clean jars. Then, the jars are tightly sealed and stored in a cool place, like a cellar or a pantry. The food will last a long time this way, and can be enjoyed well after the food has been harvested. Pickles are made from cucumbers. Some pickles are stored in vinegar, and some are stored in brine, which is made from water and salt. Sometimes flavorings like garlic and dill are added to pickles. Pickles can taste sweet or sour, and are sometimes used to make relish. Freezers help us store fruit, vegetables, and meats for long periods of time. The air inside the freezer has to be cold enough to freeze water. That means the temperature has to be 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. A wash tub is used for soaking and washing dirty clothes. Wash tubs are usually found in a cellar or in a laundry room. Coal is something we can burn for fuel. Most of the coal used today was formed from fossilized plants that lived about 780 million years ago. Coal is dug up from the ground and used in homes and businesses. Coal can be burned in furnaces to heat homes or used in power stations to help create electricity. The coal chute is open to the outside of the house and runs inside to the cellar. The farmer can put a load of coal into the chute outside and it will slide into the bin inside. By using the coal chute, the farmer doesn't have to carry heavy loads of coal down into the cellar. Furnaces are used in our homes to keep the air warm in cold weather. This furnace burns coal to create heat. The hot steam is run up to the farmhouse through pipes, warming the house. Other furnaces use wood, gas, or electricity to heat the air for our homes. A bag is used as a container to hold many different kinds of things. Some bags are made of paper, like the ones at the grocery stores. Bags can also be made of fine cloth or plastic to hold flour, cornmeal, and grain. Rough burlap bags often hold vegetables such as potatoes and turnips. The part of the potato plant that we eat is the part that grows underground. Potatoes, like carrots, are roots and have to be dug up to be harvested. They can be baked, fried, boiled, grilled, and steamed. They can even be eaten raw. Potatoes last a long time when kept in a cool, dark place like a cellar. Coal. The vegetables in those jars were grown right in the garden outside. Grasshoppers have big hind legs, which help them hop so well, and 4 wings, which help them fly. Like all other insects, grasshoppers also have 2 antennae and 6 legs. Snakes have hard, shiny scales, which help them move quickly over the ground. The shiny scales look slimy, but they are really dry. Snakes don't see well and don't really have a normal nose, so they smell with their tongue. Very few snakes are poisonous, but stay away from all snakes, just in case. Ready to play another game? All you gotta do is pick one. Hey, let's color some pictures. The goose is a bird, a type called waterfowl. We say goose for a single bird and geese when there's more than one. Geese have big wings to help them fly and webbed feet to help them swim. A male goose is called a gander. Baby geese are called goslings. Water lilies grow in ponds or other pools of water and are known for their big leaves and pretty flowers. The flowers can be pink, white, yellow, or even blue. The leaves are often 10 to 12 inches across, but some can be as big as 5 or 6 feet. That's as tall as a grown-up. A stump is the short bottom part of a tree that no longer has branches and a tree trunk attached. When trees are cut down, or when they break off at the trunk, the part that is left is the stump. Cattails grow in water. They have long stalks with fuzzy brown flowers on top. The flowers can be used for decoration. Baking flour can be made from the pollen. Mats, baskets, and chair seats can be woven from the leaves. Frogs are amphibians. Frogs are good at jumping because of their long hind legs. They are also good at catching bugs with their long, sticky tongue. Baby frogs are called tadpoles. Here's a look inside a beaver lodge. The lodge is home to a family of beavers. The beavers build their lodge in the water using tree branches and mud. The doors to the lodge are underwater, and the living area is above water, where it's nice and dry. Ducks are a type of bird known as waterfowl. Their bodies are covered with lots of soft feathers to keep them warm and dry when they swim in cold lakes and ponds. They spend a lot of time keeping their feathers clean. All ducks have webbed feet to help them swim and dive for food. The water wheel spins around and lifts the water with big scoops or buckets. The energy from the water wheel can be used to power the mill. Water wheels are also used to irrigate or water fields. The buckets dump the water into a ditch and the water flows out to the field. The mill is where large amounts of grain like corn or wheat can be ground. When the mill grinds wheat, it crushes the grain into flour. When the mill grinds corn, it makes cornmeal. Pasture. There's a lot going on at the mill pond. Out by the old mill wheel. Out by the old mill wheel. Those geese sure are pretty, aren't they? The doorway to the beaver's lodge is underwater. The beaver must swim through the pond to its home, paddling with its webbed feet and steering with its tail. Once through the doorway, the beaver climbs inside. Beaver Lodge. Beavers are part of the rodent family, which makes them related to squirrels and rats. Beavers have large, flat tails that are covered with scales and soft, furry bodies. They are the only animals that can chop down trees and build dams. Beavers are very good swimmers. Fronds are special big leafy parts of a plant. Fronds are very much like regular leaves, but because they are so leafy, fronds look like they don't have stems. They can grow in deserts, jungles, or even underwater. Beavers are the only wild animals that build dams. Beavers drag logs and branches into the water and use mud to hold the pieces of wood together. Beavers build dams to keep the water around their lodges just right. If the water gets too high, it could flood their homes. If the water was too low, their lodges would not have the water they needed. Stairs are used to make going up and down much easier. Each flat surface on a stairs is called a step. Stairs are like a ladder, except a ladder goes straight up and down, and stairs lean. So you might say stairs are like a leaning ladder. A field is a large area of land that is good for growing crops. If the crop that is growing is wheat, then the field is called a wheat field. If the crop is corn, the field is called a cornfield. This cutaway view of the lodge is great. This looks like an interesting place. A switch is used to turn things on and off. It controls electricity, like a light switch, or moves two objects together so they work together. A gear is a round object with notches at its edges. These notches are called teeth. The teeth of one gear can mesh or join with the teeth of another gear as they rotate in a machine. When the gears work smoothly together, they help power the machine. A grinder squeezes or crushes objects. When a grinder is used on kernels of wheat or corn, it crushes the grain. Wheat can be crushed into flour, and corn can be turned into cornmeal with the use of a grinder. If something has gone through a grinder, it has been ground up. Fish are aquatic animals, which means they live in the water. Most fish have gills, which help them breathe oxygen in the water. Their bodies are covered with scales, and they have fins to help them swim. There are about 25,000 different kinds of fish in the world. Turtles are reptiles that can be aquatic, which means they can live in the water, or terrestrial, which means they can live on land. Turtles have a hard shell covering their body. Turtles do not have teeth. Some turtles can live to be about 200 years old. Dandelions are common plants, usually considered weeds, with jagged green leaves and yellow flowers. The name dandelion means lion's tooth. Sometimes children like to blow on the long white dandelion hairs and watch the seeds fly away in the breeze. Birds have feathery bodies, a beak, which is also called a bill, and 2 wings. But not all birds are good at flying. Penguins and ostriches cannot fly at all. Hummingbirds can fly upside down, backward, and even hover in place. Many birds chirp and sing songs at sunrise. Otters are furry little animals that spend hours swimming and playing in rivers. They have webbed feet that help them dive and swim, and thick fur that keeps them warm. Otters are part of the mustelid family, which makes them related to weasels and skunks. Rats like to find dark, covered places to live. Sometimes they use their sharp teeth to chew holes in walls. Other times, the lucky rat can find a crack under a bridge or a cellar to live in. A rat hole is the rat's house. The pond skater is a small water bug that can move across the top of water. Water bugs live on the surface of rivers, ponds, lakes, and streams. Some water bugs dive underwater for their food. All water bugs are insects. Mushrooms are a type of plant called fungi. Mushrooms do not have leaves, roots, flowers, or seeds. Instead, they grow from spores that come from the mushroom cap. Mushrooms like to grow in warm, dark, moist places. Many wild mushrooms are very poisonous. Bridges are used to cross rivers, lakes, creeks, ditches, and even roads. Some bridges have sidewalks so people who are walking can cross. Other bridges are just for motor vehicles like cars, trucks, buses, and motorcycles. Webs are made from spiders known as web builders. Webs are made of silk that is spun by spiders and are used to help spiders catch their dinner. Water. The bridge post helps anchor the bridge into the ground. Some bridge posts are very decorative, like this one. Hey, how easy or how hard do you want the game to be? Hello there! Let's play Find It! First, I, Buzzy the Knowledge Bug, will choose something I know you can find back at the farm. Then we'll buzz back over there and take a look. Keep your eyes open, and when you find what you're looking for, just click. Here's your first item. Now, let's see if you can find it. Down below is a picture of the item. It's somewhere in this area. Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Down below is a picture of the item. It's somewhere in this area. Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Down below is a picture of the item. It's somewhere in this area. Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Dragonflies are very good flyers and have nearly the biggest eyes of all insects. These two things make it easy for them to catch their food in midair. Dragonflies like to eat flies, mosquitoes, and spiders. Dragonflies come in many sizes, from as small as your belly button to about as big as your hand. Way to go! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Way to go! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! A mailbox is a special box for holding mail. The mail carrier brings the mail from the post office and delivers it to a home by putting the mail into the mailbox. When you send a letter, put it in the mailbox, and the mail carrier will take it to be delivered. Farmhouse. Flowers. Flowers make yards and gardens look pretty. Even bees and some birds are attracted to flowers that look and smell good. The bees make honey from the nectar inside the flowers. Some flowers are grown from seeds, and others are planted from bulbs. A pretty green lawn around a house or building is made up of long, thin stalks of grass. But grass can be used for more than decoration. Grass that grows in a pasture provides food for grazing farm animals. When grass is allowed to grow long and then cut and dried, it is called hay. The roof on top of a house does many things. It helps keep dust, dirt, snow, and rain from coming in the house. It also helps the house stay cool in the summer by keeping the hot sun from shining in, and warm in the winter by keeping the cold air out. Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Way to go! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Excellent! You found them all! Let's find more! Okay, let's play another game! What level do you want? Hello there! Do you want to play? Hello there! Let's play Find It! Here's your first item. Now, let's see if you can find it. A vine is a very long stem that sometimes wraps itself around posts, attaches itself to walls, or grows along the ground. Some vines grow fruit, like grapevines. Other vines grow pretty flowers. A water pump raises water from a place that is difficult to reach to a point that is easier to reach. Sometimes, when water is found underground, a water pump is used to help bring the water to the surface. A mole is a furry little animal that tunnels around underground, where it lives and searches for its food. When a mole tunnels just beneath the soil, it leaves behind a mound or molehill. A stile is a set of steps that people can use to get over a fence. The fence keeps animals from getting out of the pasture, and the stile lets people get in. The faucet controls how water comes out of the water pipe. If the faucet is turned off, water cannot flow out of the pipe. If the faucet is turned on just a little, the water drips out. If the faucet is turned all the way on, the water pours out in a heavy stream. A faucet is sometimes called a spigot. A water trough holds drinking water for animals. Horses, cows, pigs, and chickens need to drink water every day. The sides of the trough are low, so it's easy for the animals to get a drink. Congratulations! You found it! Let's find another. Okay, let's see if you can find this one. Good luck! Click on the Stop Playing button if you want to go back to the Games menu. Want to play a game? I'm ready when you are. Hey, let's see how you're doing. You've gotten a score of 67 in eggs away. You found 11 things in finding. You've answered 18 questions right. You've spelled 6 words right. Let's play! Hey, let's see how you're doing. Bird. Bridge post. A canopy is like a portable roof. A canopy can be used as an overhead cover to protect people from the hot sun or from the rain. When the weather is not too hot or too wet, the canopy can be removed. Almost every farm has a cat or two. Just like the farm dog, cats are as much a farm hand as a pet. They chase off the mice, bugs, and other pests found on the farm. Cattail, cellar. A cellar is built under a house, and it is sometimes called a basement. Because the cellar is underground, the air stays cool inside. This makes it a great place to store vegetables that need to be kept in a cool place. Potatoes, winter squash, and onions are often stored in the cellar. Crawdads are also known as crawfish or crayfish. Crawdads have pinchers and a hard shell. They are related to lobsters. Dandelion. This is a prairie dog's home. Prairie dogs make their homes underground, with tunnels going between homes instead of streets. Since the temperature underground can be quite cold, the prairie dog uses grass to line its home. The grass helps keep the prairie dog warm and comfortable. Prairie dogs are members of the rodent family. That makes them related to squirrels and rats. Prairie dogs live in the flat prairies of North America, and they make a barking sound like a small dog. Prairie dogs are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. Farmer. A ewe is a female sheep. This ewe recently had its fleece removed with clippers. Fleece is usually removed in the spring, which keeps the ewe nice and cool. This ewe now looks a little bit like a lamb, which is a baby sheep. Farmers often need people to help with the fields and orchards. They also may need help taking care of the cows, chickens, horses, and pigs. A farmhand is someone the farmer hires to help on the farm. A fork is used for eating and cooking food. Forks have 2 or more thin prongs attached to a handle. Prongs are also called tines. The prongs are usually pointed and are helpful for stabbing or lifting chunks of food like a piece of potato or meat. Harvester. The manger is a box that holds hay for the livestock. That's what farmers call their cows and horses. When the livestock are hungry, they can eat out of the manger. A milk can is used to store and carry large amounts of milk. When the farmer is done milking the cow, he pours the milk from the milk pail into the milk can. This is a field mouse. A mouse likes to eat seeds from wheat or corn or sunflowers and fruit and berries. A farm with all the fruits and vegetables and grains there is a favorite place for mice to live. The farmer must keep cats around to chase the mice, or the mice will eat all the food. Napkins are used to clean up messy fingers and faces. Some napkins are made of paper, and some are made of cloth. Opossums, sometimes just called possums, are marsupials, which makes them related to kangaroos and koalas. Opossums are famous for a trick they like to play. When they are threatened by an enemy, opossums will lie down and pretend they're dead. This is called playing possum. Persimmon. Prairie dogs like to live underground. They also like to live near other prairie dogs. A group of prairie dog homes is called a town. The tunnels act like roads, connecting the homes together and leading up to the surface. The tunnels are also a place to store extra food and to hide and protect themselves from their enemies. The water that is taken out of a well is called well water. A well must be very deep to get to the water below. Because it is so deep, the farmer must lower and pull up the bucket on a rope. Preserves. Raccoons are nocturnal animals, which means shepherd's crook. Switch. Wow! Look at this farm! I bet they're as busy as a bee down there. Let's go and see.